Have you ever started a conversation calm and grounded and somehow walked away feeling ashamed, confused, or knocked off your center? Not because you were unclear, not because you misspoke, but because they took a normal conversation and turned it into something else entirely. You don't clock it in the moment. It happens later, when you're alone, replaying every word, wondering how you lost your footing so fast. This is a pattern I see over and over. Toxic people don't communicate. They destabilize. They derail your clarity, bend the focus, and pull you into explaining yourself to someone who understood you perfectly the first time. Hey beautiful souls, it's Diana. Welcome to Wise Sage Advice. Let me paint a quick picture for you. If you've ever spoken your truth to a toxic person, this will hit close to home. You bring up something that's been bothering you. Maybe it's a small thing like a missed deadline, a hurtful comment, or how they spoke to you. You're calm, you're clear, you're not attacking, you're just explaining. 5 minutes later, somehow you're apologizing. And they flip the script, now they're the victim. And you're just sitting back wondering, hold on, how did I just become the bad guy? Before you can even make sense of it, your body already knows. You know that sinking feeling in your stomach, the fog in your head that makes you question everything you just said, and that quiet whisper that slips in, maybe I'm the problem. That's not you overreacting, that's your discernment waving a red flag. Toxic people aren't just difficult or misunderstood, they follow patterns, predictable ones. Deflect, deny, turn the tables, and drain your energy. If you don't spot the pattern, you stop watching what they're doing and you start questioning yourself instead. That's when your peace slips away, your confidence takes a hit, and your reality starts feeling a little fuzzy. Consider this your no-nonsense survival guide for toxic people, because life is too short to absorb their drama. I'm going to show you how to spot their behavior clearly, how to respond without getting pulled into the chaos, and how to protect and ground yourself without losing your heart, your faith, or yourself. This isn't about becoming cold, it's about becoming wise. Let's get something straight. Toxic people are not always the villain. They're not all evil, cruel, or out to get you. A lot of them are wounded, insecure, and deeply unhealed. But let's be real. Good intentions don't erase the damage. You can understand someone's pain, even feel for them, and still decide you're not going to absorb it. Showing compassion doesn't mean sacrificing your boundaries. Let me say something most people miss. Love does not confuse you. Love does not exhaust you, and love doesn't keep you anxious, apologizing, or keeping yourself small just to keep the peace. Your body usually knows what's happening before your mind can admit it. That tension, that hesitation, that's not drama, that's information. If someone constantly leaves you feeling guilty, on edge, drained, or doubting your own perception of reality, that's not love, that's data. And seeing it for what it is doesn't make you unloving, it makes you awake. Toxic behavior survives on one thing: your lack of clarity. As long as you stay focused on their excuses, their backstory, their potential, the fog stays thick. But the moment you start observing the patterns instead of explanations, the fog lifts. And when clarity enters the room, toxicity loses its leverage. This is where survival actually begins. Not with confrontation, not with fixing them, but with seeing clearly what your spirit has been whispering all along. You're not imagining it, you're waking up. Here's something I wish I learned sooner. Toxic people are rarely original. They recycle the same emotional playbook over and over again. And once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. And that's when your power quietly comes back. Let's walk through a few of the most common ones so you can see the behavior clearly and protect your peace. Number 1, the professional victim. Their emotional playbook is simple. They're always misunderstood, always wounded, and somehow always at the center of a storm. You say you need space, they fall apart. Suddenly, your boundary becomes their crisis. Now, you're not even talking about what you needed, you're just managing their emotions. How to spot them? Your no's turn into an emergency, and you walk away feeling responsible for how they feel. I've experienced this one. Rules of engagement: acknowledge without rescuing. You could say something like, I hear you, but I can't help out with this. How to exit and recover from the professional victim. Step back and remind yourself, I am not responsible for regulating an adult's emotions, period. Next, the controller. Number 2. This one's tricky because it shows up as concern. You make a decision, they question it, monitor it, second guess it, all in the name of wanting what's best for you. At first, it feels supportive. Then it slowly turns into supervision. How to spot them? You start explaining yourself more than necessary, and somehow all of your choices are never quite good enough for them. Rules of engagement. Keep it short. Don't explain or defend. Say it to them clearly. I've made my decision. How to exit and recover from the controller. Step back, take a breath, and remind yourself, I get to make my own decisions even if they don't like it. Number 3, the gaslighter. This one is dangerous because it doesn't just drain you, it distorts your reality. You name something that hurt you, they deny it, minimize it, or tell you that you're too sensitive. How to spot them? You enter the conversation clear, you leave it questioning yourself. Rules of engagement. If you have to interact with them, ground yourself first. Limit their access once the pattern becomes clear to you. Stick to facts and don't debate your reality with them. How to exit and recover from the gaslighter. Anchor yourself in truth. Journal, pray, and pour your heart to God about it. Surround yourself with people that will lift you up, and trust in your own instincts of what's real. Number 4, the silent punisher. This is a passive-aggressive pattern. Their weapon is silence. They insist everything's fine, but their tone changes, they pull back their energy, and the connection quietly disappears. Nothing is ever addressed, and yet you can't shake off that uncomfortable tension whenever they're around. How to spot them? You find yourself apologizing and you don't know why. They'll never confront you, they withdraw instead. You're left feeling uneasy, guilty, and completely confused. Rules of engagement. Call out what you see once, that's it. Stop trying to get clarity from someone who refused to give it. How to exit and recover the silent punisher. Don't take their silence personally. Stop chasing a resolution that's never coming. Step back, protect your peace, and stay consistent with your boundaries. Last but not least, the self-centered, narcissistic type. This one treats relationships like a stage. You're there to applaud, not to be seen. You share something vulnerable, they redirect, compete, or make it about themselves. How to spot them. Your feelings only matter to benefit them. Your wins feel minimized, and your pain is inconvenient. Rules of engagement: limit access, share less, and protect your inner world at all costs. How to exit and recover from the self-centered narcissistic type. Stay close to people who truly see you and listen. Step back from anyone who keeps making it all about themselves. And what matters here isn't about memorizing each type. It's about noticing how your body feels around them and trusting that signal. Here's what most people don't want to say out loud. Toxic people don't just cause chaos, they need it. Their chaos keeps you off balance, their confusion blurs your boundaries, and their drama keeps you hooked, chasing approval just to feel okay. Think about it. You mention one small thing, suddenly it's a full-blown meltdown. Everything feels urgent. Every ping, every comment, every mood swing demands a reaction. Peace, that starts to feel foreign. Here's the truth. Peace threatens people who survive on control. When I stopped reacting, stayed calm, held my boundaries, everything shifted. It's not personal. Clarity removes their power. And scripture nails it. For God is not a God of confusion, but a God of peace. Here are 5 tips to stay grounded when you're dealing with a toxic person. Number 1, pause before responding.
This took me practice.
But remember, silence isn't weakness, it's composure. Number 2, pray before reacting. You can say something as simple as, God, help me see clearly. Number 3, this one is really important. Decide your boundaries ahead of time. Practice if you need to. Boundaries don't work when you set them under pressure. Number 4, keep your explanations short and protect your energy with concise answers. No is a full sentence. And last but not least, number 5, trust patterns, not promises. Remember, Jesus withdrew often. He didn't explain himself to everyone. Distance isn't unloving, it's being smart. Choosing clarity will bring pushback. That's a given. You might face guilt trips, misunderstandings, being called cold, or worse, being treated like you're overreacting by family or people you've always trusted. Here's the perspective most people miss. When you finally speak up or set a boundary, it can feel harsh to people who are used to you not saying anything. They don't recognize boundaries because they never had to respect them before. Scripture reminds us, stand firm and do not submit again to the yoke of slavery. Your courage isn't about changing them. It's about standing firm in your boundaries, loving wisely, and protecting what God has placed in you. Even if they don't understand it or they resist it, choosing clarity may cost you comfort, but it will save your soul. You're not weak for needing boundaries. You're not cruel for protecting your peace. And you're not imagining things if you start to see patterns repeat. Being aware didn't make things harder for me. It just showed me the truth. Some victories don't always come with an applause. Some look like distance. Some look like silence. Some look like finally choosing yourself and finally feeling at peace. Thank you for spending this time with me. There's so much more to say about this topic, especially when the toxic person was someone you were taught to honor or to keep the peace with. If this helped you, like the video so it finds someone else who needs it. Share it with someone who's been bullied, dismissed, or worn down by toxic people. And subscribe if you want more conversations rooted in truth, healing, and wisdom. And remember this. You don't have to fight every battle to win. True wisdom looks like walking away with your soul intact. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.